Good morning from the lookout. I'm looking outside and it's still snowing. It's great. I love snow. I love winter. So this is awesome. Okay. I hope that you are already having an awesome day, or if you're at the beginning of your day, that God will be with you today. I love this sign. See the sign? There it is. Humankind, be both. I love that. We're human and we're kind. Let's be both. All right? Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm dialing in. I'm coming in. All right, here we go. Day 138. Day 138. We're starting today with kind of a long reading in 1 Corinthians. I read this first verse, chapter 8, verse 1. But while knowledge makes us feel important, it is love that strengthens the church. While knowledge makes us feel important, it is love that strengthens the church. And so I thought, okay, I really want to tie in chapter 13, 1-7. So a little longer reading, okay? If I could speak all the languages of earth and of angels, but didn't love others, I would only be a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I had the gift of prophecy, and if I understood all of God's secret plans and possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains, but didn't love others, I would be nothing. If I gave everything I have to the poor and even sacrificed my body, I could boast about it, but if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable and keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. Chapter 13, verse 13, 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Now, here's the deal. It's all about love expressing itself to the one being loved. Love expressing itself to the one being loved. So I pray that your love will express itself to another person, to another human today. And maybe somebody that you don't normally express your love toward, whether through actions or words. All right? God bless you. But while knowledge makes us feel important, it is love that strengthens the church. Okay. All right. Now, 1 Samuel 22 and 23. Today we begin a long story of trouble for David. He has fled from King Saul, and his relatives and others go to him until he has 400 men with him. And he takes his parents to Moab. Okay, let's listen to that. Chapter 22, verses 3 and 4. Later, David went to Mizpah in Moab, where he asked the king, "Please allow my father and mother to live here with you until I know what God is going to do for me." Until I know what God is going to do for me. So David's parents stayed in Moab with the king during the entire time David was living in his stronghold. See, it was very dangerous for his parents and for his family now, because Saul wanted to kill David. Well, he'd want to wipe out the family. All right? Now, there are times when all we can do is wait to see what God will do for us. That is hope expressing itself in faith. All right, now, one day, chapter 22, 5 and 6. All right. One day, the prophet Gad told David, "Leave the stronghold and return to the land of Judah." So David went to the forest of Hereth. The news of his arrival in Judah soon reached Saul. At the time, the king was sitting beneath the tamarisk tree on the hill of Gibeah, holding his spear and surrounded by his officers. Okay, this happens on other occasions. God says, I want you to go back. I want you to go back to Judah. I want you to go back to Israel. I want you to do this or that, to go to battle to save the people. But there's no apparent reason why. And in the midst of this, Saul keeps pursuing him, right? But David obeys the Lord. In the midst of the struggle, Jonathan finds David. Saul can't find him, but Jonathan finds David and encourages him. 23:15-18, all right? One day near Horesh, David received the news that Saul was on the way to Ziph to search for him and kill him. Jonathan went to find David and encouraged him to stay strong in his faith in God. Don't be afraid, Jonathan reassured him. My father will never find you. You are going to be the next king of Israel, and I will be next to you, as my father Saul is well aware. So the two of them renewed their solemn pact before the Lord. Then Jonathan returned home while David stayed at Horesh. Okay. This is the example of a friend that remains true in a time of struggle. His father Saul seems to be insane. If you read through it, Saul's just insane in his hatred toward David. And he does terrible things because of it. But David and Jonathan remain true friends. Okay? That's what we need. That's what we need to do, is be true friends to each other, right? Okay. John 10. Today Jesus uses the illustration of a sheep and their shepherd. Okay? And this would have been common knowledge in that culture. Okay? So, not as much today. Okay? So today we kind of struggle with understanding maybe a story like this. Okay? So, talking about the shepherds, there are two things that might not make so much sense to us today. He talks about the gate, and he talks about the shepherd's voice. So let's talk about that for just a second. It's my understanding that out in the fields that there would be enclosures where the sheep could be put for the night so they would be able to rest in safety from the wild animals that were around, right? Okay, so you have this enclosure, and so the shepherd is going to herd his sheep into the enclosure, and then there's a doorway, if you will. I don't think it has a top on it, okay, but there's an opening, and then the shepherd is going to either sleep in the doorway. He's going to stay in that doorway all night long. He will be the gate to protect the sheep. You see? So the wild animals will have to go through the shepherd to get to the sheep. Make sense? Okay? Sounds a little scary, doesn't it? But that was the role of the shepherd. Now, the second thing is the shepherd's voice. The sheep know the shepherd's voice. And so there could be a large enclosure with several herds all mixed together inside this enclosure. Oh my goodness, how are we going to separate them all out? All the shepherd had to do was call to his sheep. They would recognize his voice, and they would come. They would come to their shepherd. Okay? So, again, that's my understanding. Okay, so now, with all that in mind, let's listen to chapter 10, verses 7 to 10, and then 14. So he explained it to him. Jesus is explaining what he just said. He says, I tell you the truth, I am the gate for the sheep. All who came before me were thieves and robbers, but the true sheep do not listen to them. Yes, I am the gate. Those who come in through me will be saved. They will come and go freely and will find good pastures. So Jesus says, I'm the gate. I'm the one there where they have to go, right? They'll find good pastures because he's the gate. Now, the thief's purpose is to steal and to kill and to destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and a satisfying life. He says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd sacrifices his life for the sheep. Okay, the NASB says it this way: I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. Okay? So as we follow Jesus, his intention for us is to have abundant, joyful life, not some dull, dreary life. Okay. Steal, kill, destroy. That's what Jesus said the enemy's plan is: steal, kill, destroy. So what do we see around us, around the world today? As humans do their own thing, and they do it in their own way, right? We see despair and anger, addictions, lack of truthfulness or faithfulness. We see people used for the pleasures of others. And yes, you hear Max, he's just happy. That's why he's barking. He's just like, I'm happy. Life is good. Okay, sorry. We see people used for the pleasures of others. And we see one group strive for power over the other. So they'll do whatever they have to do to undermine the other group, right? This is not the kind of abundant life that Jesus promises. As we follow Jesus, the life he offers finds its origins in faith, hope, and love, with love taking first place. So my prayer for you today is that love will take first place in your life. Love for others, love serving others, love blessing others, love watching out for others. Love. Okay? Psalm 115, verses 1 and 11. Not to us, O Lord, not to us, but to your name goes all the glory, for your unfailing love and faithfulness. And then verse 11, all you who fear the Lord, trust the Lord. He is your helper and your shield. Proverbs 15, 18, and 19. A hot-tempered person starts fights. A cool-tempered person stops them. A lazy person's way is blocked with briars, but the path of the upright is an open highway. May God bless you. May God be with you as you love others today. God bless you.